harmonic oscillator. Actually, harmonic means if you have something which have sinusoidal variation, it may be whatever. So something, some parameter which have sinusoidal variation, generally we call them harmonic oscillator. That means which has harmonic. Harmonic means better to write. It's not harmonic. Sinusoidal variation. Sinusoidal
Voice is not clear, sir.
variation. Okay. So what I'm trying to say that harmonic oscillator is something which has sinusoidal variation. Okay. So now, so that means oscillator word is little bit special word. It's better to say harmonic सुनाई दे रहा है हेलो
Yes,
अभी
sir.
अभी आवाज आ रहा है सर.
Yes, sir. बीच में वो
harmonic motion. So in harmonic motion, you can divide into two parts. One is harmonic translation. Harmonic translation, and another is harmonic oscillation.
सर लिखा हुआ पता नहीं चल रहा.
क्या
सर वो कैमरा बोर्ड पे फोकस नहीं हो रहा बराबर.
the board is not clear, sir. The board is not visible, sir.
अभी हो रहा है
थोड़ा सा ऊपर.
थोड़ा सा ऊपर मतलब
कैमरा थोड़ा ऊपर कीजिए ना. हाँ सर अब हो रहा है.
एक्चुअली क्या है ना यहाँ पे जो लाइट है अभी दिखाई दे रहा है ठीक से.
हाँ सर.
ठीक है वो ट्यूब लाइट के वजह से फ्लक्चुएशन हो रहा था. ठीक है अभी. So now harmonic motion you can divide into two parts. Harmonic translation and harmonic oscillation. अरे जो ज्वाइन करना है जल्दी कर लीजिए. प्रॉब्लम
Sir, we cannot see visible, sir.
You cannot see the board.
सर वो कहीं पे बोर्ड पे ब्राइट स्पॉट आ जा रहा है तो जिसके कारण क्या
सर कैमरा को पास ले जाइए सर. कैमरा को पास ले जाइए.
सर जब आप लिखने आते तब वो उसका फोकस हट जाता.
दिखाई दे रहा है
सर सही है सर.
थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है. अभी ठीक है.
हाँ जी सर.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say that harmonic oscillator word is little bit special. Suppose if you have oscillation means simple literally something have some circular motion. Okay, something like that. Okay, harmonic translation means you have translatory motion which is repetitive. Obviously, you can convert the oscillatory motion to translation motion or translation motion to oscillatory motion by using very simple mathematical transformation. But physically, if you look at the motion, you can divide the harmonic motion in two parts: harmonic translation and harmonic oscillation. Mathematically, they are very same. Okay, because everything in mechanical system, not only mechanical, every system's mechanical response or electrical or magnetic, whatever may be, it depends on the potential energy of the system. So it's nature of the potential energy of the system. So we know that potential energy is a function of position only. Okay, I will come to that later. Every every motion, it may be harmonic or non-harmonic, does not matter. It depends on its potential energy function. Okay. So now the harmonic motion, the nature of harmonic motion depends on its potential energy. So that means potential energy is nothing but, which is actually, we sometimes say it's whatever, maybe V, which is only function of space coordinate. For example, suppose if you have a weight of mass m, okay, so now this is your, let's say it's a ground level, that means x equal to 0. So now if you lift this mass to somewhere here, okay, so let's say this is your mass m, and now you lifted this one, suppose x equal to h1. So what will be the potential energy here? So V, since it is x equal to 0, so it will be 0. So now here the potential energy will be, we know that mg
H1.
h1 or something like that. But generally we can write that the potential energy of this system is actually mgh. So that means what? That means potential energy is a function of x only. So it's a gravitational potential energy. This is not true for only gravitational potential energy. It is true for everything. Any potential energy you will see it is a function of x only. So now let's see what is the potential energy function for harmonic motion. We will take an example. What is the potential energy function for a harmonic motion? We will take a very simple example and we will see that it will also follow this function. Okay, so let's do it. So let's take an spring mass system. Let's take an example. Let's say it's a spring mass system. ये हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है क्लास 2 में, एग्जांपल काफी बार किए हैं. So let's say we have, this is a some kind of fixed point from which we have suspended a spring. We suspended a mass with a spring of spring constant, let's say k. Okay. So now so let's say this is your equilibrium position, and we can take the equilibrium position is a origin, which is x equal to 0. So now if I push this mass a little bit, suppose let's say here somewhere. Okay, so let's say this is your x equal to x plus delta x. So we move the mass by, let's say, delta x position. Okay, so that means we know that so that means what? So we have worked a little bit against the spring force. So let's say we know that that spring force is equal to minus kx. This is, we know that already. So we can write this one delta x. So now if we take, this is x equal to 0. If I take something, this is x equal to 0. So that means actually so it will be 0. So then it will be 0. So that means delta x will be, we can write in somewhere minus kx for simplicity. It's nothing in English. So what I'm trying to say, so this is x plus delta x. So if I take the origin at x equal to 0, then delta x will be just x. So now let us find out what is the potential energy. We know that the potential energy is a work done against the spring force by making a displacement of spring from x equal to 0 to x equal to x plus delta x. That's all. So how can we calculate it? So what done? Let's write down. We know that what done is nothing but, so suppose what is the what done actually? We know that it is F into delta x. And if since we are working against the force, so it will be a minus sign will be there. So now if I move create a spring from, let's say, from x equal to 0 to x equal to x. So that means we have to find out what is the work done by moving the spring from x equal to 0 to x equal to x. So that means what we have to do? We have to just integrate it from x equal to 0 to x equal to x. So if you do so it will minus 0 to x minus kx into dx, which is nothing but half kx square. ये हम लोग पढ़े हैं काफी बार. So that means your potential energy. So work done is equal to potential energy. We know that equals to, let's say, it is v, which is a function of x, half kx square. So that means आपका जो gravitational potential energy था वो क्या था? Vx actually for gravitational potential energy Vx equals to a gx. That means it is proportional to x, but here it is proportional to x square. So that means if something is actually having harmonic oscillation or harmonic oscillation with the driving force of gravitation, you will have one kind of motion. And if you have if you suppose this mass A, which has a harmonic oscillation under the action of the spring force, in that case you will have a different kind of harmonic oscillation, since the potential energy function is x square. So it can be any type of potential energy function. So let us take. So this is a real spring. So now if I plot it. So we know that this is a parabola. So if I plot, let's say this is Vx, and sorry, not Vx. This is x. How the potential energy is changes with x, with the space. So that means, so this is your Vx. So that means it will give you a parabola. That means proportional to x square. Vx is proportional to x square. So that means it will give you a parabola. So if it is a perfect parabola, then you will have a perfect simple harmonic motion or harmonic oscillation. So now it is not always true that you will have a perfect parabola type potential energy function. So in that case, you will have a very complicated motion. So in that case, you cannot say it's a simple harmonic motion. Generally, you can say it's a harmonic motion or harmonic oscillation. Okay. So let us take so this is a spring mass system ideal. You can say it's an ideal spring mass system. Okay. Spring is this spring force formula is very precise, which is idealistic condition. So now if we take one system which is not perfectly ideal, maybe we can say it's a real spring or real mechanical system, so which can have any kind of potential energy function. Okay, let's do it. समझ में आया अभी कह रहा हूँ?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes, sir.
So now, let's take a real spring. Let's take a real spring mass. real spring mass means we cannot say that it has a potential energy function which is perfectly a parabola. So instead, it may look like a parabola by certain approximation. Okay, so that means. Okay, so now let's take a system whose potential energy is Vx. Let's say it is arbitrary. Okay, arbitrary means if I plot it, Vx as a function of x. So let's say it may look like this. Whatever may be like this. Okay. So that means, so see, this is not a parabola. Its potential energy function is more than a parabola. Maybe there are very complicated type of potential energy function. Let's say we will see if we put a mass somewhere here. So let's say at x equal to x0, then you will see. Suppose if you consider that, if you just imagine that you have a well like this, and if you put a ball here, kadai mein. So this is your x equal to 0. So that means if you leave this ball here, so then the ball will move back and forth like this. So you will have a harmonic motion. Maybe if your energy is a little bit higher, that means this ball can move cross this potential energy barrier, and it can execute oscillation here or here, somewhere here. So now, so what we can do, let's say that if we expand the potential energy function around x equal to x0 by Taylor series, then we can have some mathematical implication. What kind of potential energy function, what kind of oscillation you can have. It can predict precisely if we do a general treatment by expanding the potential energy by Taylor series expansion. So now your potential energy V equal to Vx. So let's expand Vx about x equal to x0 by Taylor series expansion. आप लोगों ने टेलर सीरीज एक्सपेंशन पढ़ा है?
नो सर।
No, sir.
तो ये अभी भाई आप लोगों का फर्स्ट मैथमेटिक्स क्लास है, उसमें टेलर सीरीज एक्सपेंशन पढ़ा जाएगा. So that means if you have any arbitrary function, you can expand the function about any point. So what is the advantage of doing so? If you do so, you can find out what is the behavior of the function about the same point. So now we are interested to see what is the behavior of this function, the energy potential energy function v equal to vx about x equal to x0. Okay, so that is what we need to see that whether we can have a harmonic oscillation or not. So if you do so, we can write that vx equals to, हम लोग आप लोग पढ़े हैं ना, थोड़ा बहुत तो पढ़ा होगा. So that if you can expand, first term will be v at x equal to x0. This is the first term of the expansion, and second term is you take the first derivative of potential energy function at x equal to x0, and then we have to put a term x minus x0, and then 1 by factorial 2 v double dot x0 x minus x0 whole square plus 1 by factorial 3 V triple dot x equal to 0, x minus x0 whole cube plus higher order terms. ये है आपका टेलर सीरीज एक्सपांशन है. So now what is the meaning of that? So that means you are approximating the function about a point. So now suppose if I take the first term, this term only, and I ignore all the terms. So that means your V will become V0 or V and x equal to 0, whatever. What is this? This is V is a constant. So if it is a constant, that means it is signifying this point only. The value of the function Vx at x equal to 0. So that means if you take the first term, you just ignore all the term except this point. So that means your whole curve will be approximated at a point. Okay. So now let us take the second term also. If I take the second term, then what will happen? This is a constant and this is a x. So that means V is a function of x. X means simple x. So it's a straight line. So what kind of straight line it is? So that means if I draw this is a kind of tangent. First derivative means we know that it is a tangent, the value of the tangent at the same point. So let us say if I draw a tangent here, so this is your second approximation. If I take this term, okay. So now if I take the third term, then means your V will be actually not equal to this proportional is x square because x minus x0 square. So this is if I take the third term, so that means you can approximate the whole curve. So this is your first approximation, which is a point, and this is the second approximation, which is a straight line, and then third approximation, so it looks like a parabola. So that means you can approximate this curve as a parabola like that. So that means this is your third approximation. So this point is your first approximation, and this straight line is your second approximation, and third term is your this parabola approximation is your third term. Okay, so that means if you take the term up to here, we can approximate this potential energy function as a spring harmonic motion, because we know that in case of harmonic motion you can have a parabola. If you have a parabola type of potential energy curve, you can expect to have harmonic oscillation. So now since you have a arbitrary potential energy function and you have expanded the function with the help of Taylor series, so now if I take the first term, it will not approximate, it will give a point, so no motion will be there. So now if I take the second term, you will have a straight line. Straight line kind of stuff never give you a harmonic oscillation. Like this, if you have a straight line like a gravitational force. So suppose you have a mass, this is the ground. So now if you release the mass from here, it will just drop down. No back and forth motion will be there. Okay, so linear term will also not give you any kind of harmonic oscillation. Obviously, if you take the second term, we can see that it gives you a parabolic approximation. Okay, so if you do so, you can expect that you can have harmonic oscillation. So that means we have to take approximation up to third term. It's a parabolic approximation. समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ? हेलो हेलो
हाँ जी सर, हाँ जी सर,
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Okay, let me explain. In the last example, which is a real ideal spring mass, we have shown that if you have an ideal spring mass, it can execute simple harmonic motion. ये तो everyday life में आप लोग देखते ही हैं. So now let's check what is the potential energy function of a real ideal spring mass. So in that case, we have seen that it gives you a parabola. Vx equal to half kx square. So now you can expect that if you have a arbitrary mechanical system which has a parabolic function of a potential energy, it may execute harmonic motion. Okay, let's stop here. And second part. So now if I take a real spring mass, we know that we cannot say the real spring mass it can have a arbitrary potential energy function like this. Okay, so now I am interested to see if we place a mass somewhere at x equal to 0, whether it will give you harmonic motion or not. You can do the same exercise around this one or that one. Okay. So first thing, you need to have a minima, potential energy minima. If you have a straight line, so there is no minima in the potential energy, you cannot have a repetitive motion. But since you have a minima 1, 2, 3 here, so in each point it may execute simple harmonic motion or harmonic motion, whatever. So now let us say that we are interested at x equal to 0 minima of this curve. We can find out by using calculus that where is the minima. So let's say by seeing it is one minima at x equal to 0. And we want to see that whether here we can have a simple harmonic motion or not. If it is there, then what will be its time period and other stuff. So now, say for to do so, what I am going to do. So we have taken a potential energy function which I have explained about x equal to 0 by Taylor series expansion, and we can write this one. So now, what is the physical implication of all the terms? So now, if I take the first term only, Taylor series, it's an approximate series. Suppose if you write a sin x series, cos x series, e to the power x series, or log x series, there are several infinite series. It's also an infinite series. Okay. So if you take up to infinity, then you will say that okay, it is Vx. Otherwise, if you take certain term up to certain term, it will be approximate Vx. It will not exact Vx, like sin x, cos x or something. Suppose if you take the first term of cos x series, what will be that? It will be 1. Can you say 1 is cos x? No. In similar way, so it is, I have expanded by Taylor series expansion. If I take the first term, you can see it is just a constant. V, the function value at x equal to 0. X equal to x0. Similarly, in the next term, it's x minus x0, which is a straight line. So what is the meaning of that second term? So it's a first derivative. First derivative gives you geometrically, it's a tangent. It's a straight line. So what kind of straight line? So it is a straight line which is a tangent at x equal to 0. So this is the second approximation. So it's a straight line. If you take approximate as a straight line, the whole energy function, there is no minima, you cannot have simple harmonic motion. Similarly, if I take the third term is something x minus x0 whole square. So which is actually a parabolic function. So if I take up to third term, you can approximate the whole term around x equal to 0 as a parabola. It's an approximate parabola. That's why it's called a parabolic approximation. Okay? समझ में आ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's move forward. So now, so what I have said that if you have an arbitrary potential energy function which can so in what condition it will execute a harmonic oscillation? First, you need to have minima first term. Otherwise, it will not give you. Suppose a kadai hai. Kadai mein if you put a ball, you will have a harmonic oscillation. लेकिन plate में कभी नहीं होगा. If you say that the curvature of the plate is a flat, so you can approximate as a straight line function or flat function. You cannot have a simple harmonic motion or harmonic motion. So now if you take a curved surface like kadai has a particular minima. Okay, because of that you can have a oscillation. So first thing, you need to have one minima. and second is you need to have approximate parabolic potential energy function about point of interest. So that means, so now I will take up to third term. So that means, so Vx is became now approximately V at x equal to 0 or x0 plus V dot x0 x minus x0 plus 1 by factorial 2 मतलब half हो गया ये V dot x0 into x minus x0 whole square. ये है ना आपका approximate potential energy function. So now if I impose the first condition here, so what is the meaning of minima? We know that every function which shows minima, it must give you first derivative at that point 0. So that means this should be 0 for if we impose this first condition. So that means your Vx will again approximate as V equal to x0 plus half into V double dot x0 x minus 0 whole square. So this is your approximate potential energy function for real. So this is PE for real string. Okay. So now ये कैसे 0 हो तो पता है ना क्या कैसे हो रहा है. So now we know that if you know the जैसे last example में we gave you that if you know the force, you can calculate the work done, then you can calculate the potential energy. So now we have potential energy, and if you want to find out force, you have to make integration, a derivative of this. Okay, opposite. So if I do so, let's see what we can get from here. तो क्या होगा अभी बताइए इसको. So now we know that, so this is we can write down for extrema V double dot at x equal to 0, V dot equal to 0, so that's why I give you 0. So now another thing for minima, so for minima we know that V double dot at x equal to 0, x0 should be less than 1. Oh no, better than 1 for minimum. ये maxima के लिए है. So this, so we need to have a minima. So what we'll do, we will just take a derivative. Before doing that, let us, it looks like very hazy because we have x minus x0. So let's make it delta x. It's very looks better. So for small oscillation means what? So that means you have an equilibrium position somewhere here at x equal to x0. So this is the equilibrium position. So now you moved very little. At let's say it is x equal to x0 plus delta x. So that means your displacement is actually delta x. So we can write that means x minus x0 will become your delta x. So that is how it will look a little bit better. So Vx0 plus half V double dot x0 into delta x square. So this is your displacement. Okay. So now we will find out so other stuff from here. So now if I do the first derivative, it will become 0 if I do the second derivative. So dv by dx. Okay, in the first derivative it will just 0 ये आपका डेल्टा x हो जाएगा और सेकंड डेरिवेटिव करेंगे तो क्या होगा at x equal to 0. So it will give you क्या देगा आपको ये it will give you half v double dot नहीं क्या देगा ये हाफ तो काट जाएगा ना x equal to x0. So now what is this actually? What is this? So now let us take the example of spring mass system, okay, to see. So what is the potential energy of spring mass? Half kx square. So now if I do the double derivative, d2v by dx2 actually give you k. So that means if you do the double derivative of the potential energy, the constant term will give you the spring constant. So that means it is your spring constant. Okay. In similar way, if we solve this one for a spring mass system, we know that the angular frequency we will prove later also. The angular frequency you can write as a k by a. ये पढ़ा है ना? क्लास 2 में पढ़ा है ना?
Yes sir. हाँ जी सर.
हाँ सर.
It's an angular frequency. So that means in that case, so omega will be what? Root over of k by m. So that means root over of d2v by dx2 at x equal to x0 divided by mass. So this is what is your potential angular frequency of a real spring mass system. So matlab if somebody give you the potential energy function, you just do the double derivative, put the value, the point of interest, and you put in the formula, you will get the frequency of oscillation. That's all. So ये है आपका real spring mass system in which you can calculate it very easily. ठीक है? समझ में आ गया?
Yes.
सर वो जो ये आपने 2 पॉइंट्स बताए थे एसएचएम के लिए यू नीड टू हैव मिनिमा, उसका और दूसरा पॉइंट क्या था?
ये सर दूसरा पॉइंट हो
पॉइंट जो है you need to have approximate parabolic nature of the potential energy का. जैसे कढ़ाई होना चाहिए, कढ़ाई जैसा, not flat plate. It could be कटोरी, it could be कढ़ाई, जैसे कढ़ाई होता है ना. You need to have a minima. समझ में आ रहा मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ?
Yes sir.
That's
Yes,
why the first derivative, that is the point based on which we have make the first derivative of the potential energy 0. And in similar way, what is the meaning of that? That आपको कढ़ाई चाहिए, not plate. That means the function must have a minimum. समझ में आ रहा है?
बिल्कुल सर.
हाँ वही है, वो मिनिमा आपको चाहिए बिकॉज किसी मिनिमा के जैसे आप टेंशन में कब होते हैं, आपका कॉन्फिडेंस जब लो होता है तभी ना होगा ना. अब अगर हायर कॉन्फिडेंस में रहेंगे तो आपका डिलेमा कब आएगा, ऑसिलेशन मेंटल कब आएगा. सो यू नीड टू हैव ए डिप्रेशन पॉइंट. सो ऑल द सिस्टम एक्चुअली मेंटल बोलो, मैग्नेटिक बोलो, मैकेनिकल बोलो, ग्रेविटेशन बोलो, सब पोटेंशियल एनर्जी के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. ओके समझ में आ रहा है मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ?
हाँ जी.
ओके. और वो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कैसे अचीव करेंगे आप?
क्या सर?
जैसे आपका बिहेवियर जो है दैट विल डिपेंड्स ऑन योर पोटेंशियल एनर्जी ना. जैसे मैंने बताया आपका ऑसिलेशन कैसे होगा, वो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी कैसे अचीव करेगा? You have to work against the force, then only you will get some potential energy, otherwise you cannot. Suppose आपके पास एक स्प्रिंग है, स्प्रिंग नेचुरल इक्विलिब्रियम है, उसका काम करने का कोई पावर ही नहीं है. So now if you push the spring a little bit, compress it, आप छोड़ दीजिए, आप देखिएगा उसका वर्क करने का क्षमता आ जाएगा. So if you want to have the power of doing work, you need to work against something. आपको तकलीफ होगा कुछ करने के लिए, तभी ना अगेंस्ट में करेंगे ना. तकलीफ नहीं होगा तो आपको पोटेंशियल एनर्जी गेन नहीं होगा. तो फिजिक्स बोलता है you cannot achieve anything. Okay, let's move forward. So now, what I have said that maybe you have an ideal spring, ideal or real. अगर ideal होगा, you will get K easily. If real है, then you have to approximate it to get K as del 2V by del x2 and x equal to 0. Then everything is same. Omega equal to K by M. That's all. ये है ना? So now आप अगर plus 2 में पढ़ा होगा, so that means so whatever may be the spring system, ideal or real, so that means you can approximate it as a spring mass like that. Okay? So हम लोग जानते हैं ये second law है. Okay? So now if I expand it, it will give you d2x by, sorry, not x. You have to put a function which is displacement. Let's say it is y dx square, p square m equal to minus kx. तो आपका ये आ जाएगा d2y by dt2 plus k by m x equals to 0. So that means d2y by dt2 square, इसको बोलते हैं ओमेगा स्क्वायर x equal to 0. Where ओमेगा equal to k by m, हम लोग देखेंगे बाद में, it will give you angular frequency. ठीक है? So this is the differential equation for simple harmonic oscillation or simple harmonic motion. So in class 2 maybe we have solved it. ये solve किया है ना class 2 में?
Yes, sir.
So if you solve it, you will get. Sorry. I made a mistake.
सर वहाँ m होगा.
This is x ही है. दोनों ही displacement है ना? ये भी तो displacement ही है. x दोनों ही डिस्प्लेसमेंट है ना. So ये भी डिस्प्लेसमेंट है और डिस्प्लेसमेंट है डबल डेरिवेटिव. So now if I do so, the solution will be, अपने क्लास 2 में किया है, तो ये सॉल्यूशन हो जाएगा x which is a function of t, a sin or cos whatever does not matter, omega t plus phi.
kx phi.
ओमेगा t plus phi. ये ओमेगा है आपका, जैसे बताया, रूट k by n एंगुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी, t is time और phi is actually your initial condition. So that means ये टोटल जो है इसको बोलते हैं phase of the oscillation. Okay, and this is your amplitude of the oscillation. And इसको बोलते हैं phase of the oscillation. मैं पढ़ाऊंगा, इसको भी पढ़ाऊंगा. Just you recall your class 2 knowledge. I will come that also later. How to solve this one. ये आप लोगों ने थोड़ा सा रिकैपिटुलेट किया है घर में? डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So A you can also write cos omega की दोनों ही sinusoidal solution है. You can use any one of them. Okay. So now we can define the time period. So now we can put xt equal to a cos. What is omega? Omega is 2 pi by t into t plus phi. Now this is time period actually. So now we know that the relation between time period and everything. What is time period? Time period is nothing but, suppose if you have a function phi, which is a function of t, if you do so, this transformation, you will get phi t. Again, then you can, if it is true, then t is your period of the function. So we can do the same thing here also. So now if I put x equal to t plus t, you will see if you put it here, put t plus t, you will get क्या मिलेगा आपको a cos. ये t plus t अगर देंगे तो क्या होगा, एक तो आपका आएगा 2 pi t plus
2 pi t plus 2 pi plus 5.
तो ये आ जाएगा 2 pi, ये t plus t करेंगे तो क्या होगा, ये 2 pi t by t तो आएगा ही, प्लस 5 इधर आएगा और एक ये काट जाएगा dt, you will get 2 pi here. So if you do so, you will get this one, a cos 2 pi t by t plus 5. So that means it is actually your xt. So that means t is time period of oscillation. Okay, so that means we can have 2 or 3 parameters all together जो डिफाइन करता है कौन सा क्या है. हेलो, हाँ जरूर 10 बजे. सुनाओ कितना टाइम हो गया, 9:34. ओके, और 5 मिनट. So I want to draw this one. So let's see. ये आप लोगों ने करा है क्लास 2 में. फिर भी I just want to recapitulate terminology of your way, because the solution is giving you a sinusoidal wave. So this is a sinusoidal function. You can sine or cos whatever. So now if I draw it, suppose this is your xt and this is your t. Okay, so that means it will give you a sinusoid. Sine wave कैसा होता है, ऐसे. So now from the definition we know that this is your lambda. Okay, ये क्या है, ये आपका है, और ये टोटल टाइम को भी क्या बोलते हैं, ये 0 है, ये पाई बाय 2 है, ये 2 पाई है कि नहीं. हम लोग जानते हैं कॉस फंक्शन का टाइम पीरियड कितना है, 2 पाई, और साइन फंक्शन का भी 2 पाई है. तो ये सब चीजें हैं. तो these are the relation 2 pi by t, फ्रीक्वेंसी है आपका ओमेगा इक्वल टू 2 पाई f, ये आपका लीनियर फ्रीक्वेंसी है, ये एंगुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी है, और क्या है, वेलोसिटी बाद में आएगा. एक्चुअली लैम्डा यहाँ पे आप दे सकते हो, एकदम वेव इज मूविंग इन सिंपल हार्मोनिक मोशन, नथिंग इज मूविंग. So time period is enough. So this is the period. Okay, when we will discuss the wave. Wave में क्या होता है, डिस्प्लेसमेंट होता है ना, और फ्रीक्वेंसी और सिंपल हार्मोनिक मोशन में मीन पोजीशन के अबाउट में डिस्प्लेसमेंट होता है, but total average displacement is 0, which is not true for wave. So here it is not good to define the wavelength also. मैं बाद में आऊंगा क्योंकि otherwise we have to define the velocity also, which is not possible in harmonic oscillation. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we will start spring mass dashboard system. Spring mass dashboard system. ये सिस्टम को अगर स्टडी करेंगे तो all kind of oscillation you will understand. Force, free oscillation, forced oscillation, damped oscillation, resonance. You can understand everything. So let's better stop here and start new topic tomorrow. Okay? Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.